Hello everybody and welcome to my video today. This is our craft room spring clean. I think this is video 3. Now we did all of my desk and like this whole entire wall on this side last week, and we started back in the corner of my craft room when we've worked our way around the room. And now we're on this space right here. And in this video, you're gonna see a couple things. I refreshed this bookcase by adding the backing to that. You're going to see that in a couple clips. And then I also added this new shelf paper. So this is now the shelf paper that is in most of the spaces in my craft room. There's a couple places where there's some of the older like shelf liner paper that it's just not, it doesn't need to be replaced, but this bookshelf needed a little bit of a makeover. So you're going to see that in a minute. I want to give you a sense of what we're going to do today, and then we'll dive into all the little pieces. So I went through this bookshelf, and I will come back and share what is in all of these items after I show you how I did the makeover. And we're going to go from about right here all the way over to right here. And that's what we're going to do today. And then I will show you what's in some things. I need to organize some of this stuff here, and we're going to do that together. And then, like I said, I already refreshed the bookshelf, so you'll see that. But I just wanted to give you a little introduction of what we're going to do today. It's a rainy day here, and this project has taken me quite a bit longer than I originally thought it would, and it's now been like, I don't know, about 6 weeks, and I've just done it a little bit at a time. Of course, I have other things that I've had to do, and the catalog has launched, and I've had to stop and do different things, but that's okay. I'm really excited to be going through this entire room, organizing it, purging the stuff that I don't need, and it feels really great. Like this other half of the room feels so awesome. So in here, you saw in my desk tour last week, this just has office supplies in it, extra printer paper and stuff like that, boxes for different shipping. And then this is a folding table I take up into the living room a lot of the times. It's really great. I got this at Walmart for like $32. It folds down really nice, and then it has 2 different heights. You can sit at it or you can stand at it, which is really nice. So I really love that, and that's just the only place it fits here in my office. It doesn't look the greatest right there, but that's just the space it fits. I have a trash can right here because obviously I sit at my desk and do computer work, and then I have 2 clipboards hanging there. One has my ultimate guide for taking everyday photos, and then the other one right there is by this year's current business goals, and I do that every single year, and then it hangs there. And then I just have a couple things right here. I have this little piece that says work hard, be kind, stay humble, and then I have my little, what are those, the embroidery loops that have all of my pens on them. And I also, that's another thing that I did, is I went through and purged a bunch of my enamel pens. I got rid of a bunch of my Stampin' Up ones that just I didn't want to keep them. They didn't really mean anything to me. So I purged a bunch of those. And then you can see on here now, I still have some of these that are Stampin' Up, but then you can see that I just have a whole bunch of other different ones. I love enamel pens, and so I have those there. Eventually, I want to add another small one right there. Okay, so on this bookshelf, I'll go ahead and give you the tour of the bookshelf now, and then you're going to see how I refreshed it. It pretty much stayed the same as far as the items that are on this shelf. I just added the backing. I added wrapping paper too, and it's that same wrapping paper I used on the other side of my room. And then I added the shelf paper on the bottom of the shelves. So in the top part, these are business supplies. So that is 6x8 envelopes. That is mini folders. And then that one is actually empty. It had a scale for weighing stuff to be shipped out, and to ship things out. But because I'm not shipping things for my home anymore, I got rid of it because I'm very serious about not shipping stuff from home anymore as much as possible. So I got rid of it, and now it is empty. So a lot of times I'll now just keep like a box of Kleenex in there, which is nice. On top is this tin, and I got that off of Amazon, but it was from It was from some catalog, and I thought it was smaller. And then when I got it, I was like, oh, that's much larger than I thought it was. And so that just has stuff that needs to be mailed out, like prizes, that kind of stuff I still have to ship, obviously, from my house, because it's prizes that are going out. So it's prizes and different stamp sets. I have a couple stamp sets that need to go out to customers right now. And then that is a touch lamp. The middle shelf, these are all Erin Condren items. So there's a couple old planners there that weren't used. Like there is a vertical planner that I ended up not using. There's an academic planner that I got for Kayla that she didn't end up wanting to use. Our address book is down there. And then there's some A5 smaller notebooks. There's a faith journal, a wellness journal, a budget journal, a gratitude journal. They're just a bunch that I've collected over the years of buying from Erin Condren. So that's what all of those coiled ones are. That is my Stampin' Up. It's supposed to be a lunch case, but it's where I organize all of my cards to go out during the month. And then right next to it is a couple books from Becky Higgins way back in the day, a sketchbook, and then there is a notebook from Stampin' Up. This right here, I freshened up the paint on it. It is a 10 that I got in a little boutique, and I just spray painted it. And that has cleaning supplies on it, and I will label that. So that's the last thing I'm going to do in here is label all of the things that I want to label, and it's cleaning supplies. So it's my counter spray, my glass spray. It has a microfiber cloth in there. It's the thing that I get out when I need to clean in here, which I'm kind of crazy about, and I do a whole bunch. So that's what's in there. And then there's also a bottle of water in there for my diffuser that's in here. And then right here are Stampin' Up boxes that have had kits in them. And literally there's 4 of them. And each box has like sticky notes in it. Like one has like a notepad from Stampin' Up that is a wish list that I will sometimes include in catalogs. Then there's some specialty sticky notes from Stampin' Up. And it's literally, that's all that is in there. I used to keep my nail kit, like a little thing of like stuff to do my nails in there, but I ended up getting rid of that and moving it out of here. Didn't make sense for it to be in here. So all of this now is cleaned up. I actually went through those planners and journals to make sure what I wanted to keep there. I moved 2 of the journals to other places. I also went through these containers. I had some things from Stampin' Up that had like retired or like they weren't the correct information anymore. And so I got rid of those. And then I redid the bookshelf. So let's jump in to redoing the bookshelf right now. I just have a few clips. So let's take a look at that and then we'll jump back into this.
All right, this clip is going to be a little wonky because I'm using my iPad to film. My iPhone's updating right now. So I've never used my iPad to film or take a photo, but I wanted you to see this. So I am now at the spot in my office that is right off my desk. You can see my phone's updating right there. And I have this bookshelf. This is a bookshelf that I got at Big Lots a long time ago, like, I don't know, 15 years ago. I got this bookshelf when we first got married, and I actually got 3 of them. And the thing that I love about this bookshelf is it's not that wide. And so most other bookshelves now, I have never been able to find another bookshelf that is like thin like that. I had 3 of them. When we moved here, I sold 2 of them and I regret it. But I have this sitting here. It has all this stuff on it. It has some, I'll go through what it has on it later, but it has a bunch of stuff on it. But it is a little bit, it's getting like worn out. You can see on the back, it's just old, like it's getting worn out. So I'm going to tighten all the screws on here. That's one of the things I do. And then I took everything off. I cleaned it. I wiped it all down. Then I'm going to take this wrapping paper and I'm going to put it in the back of it. And then I'm going to recover the shelves in the bottom part with some different contact paper that I have. Just because I didn't have enough contact paper before on the bottom there, and then there was something sitting there, so it didn't really matter. But I'm just going to freshen up those shelves, put the paper on the back. This was that design. I'm so sorry. It's so shaky because it's hard to hold. That designer paper on there was the design of my last, like how my room used to look before I changed it to black and white. So I'm going to take that off. I'm going to put the paper on the back, and then I'm going to refresh the shelves, and then I'm going to go through all of this stuff. I've already thrown some stuff away, but I'm going to go through everything before I put it back on the shelf and get rid of anything that I don't need. And then I'm going to go through what's on the top there as well.
Okay, so now that you've seen how I refreshed the bookshelf and I added the shelf liner and everything, I really like the way it turned out. I cleaned everything, dusted everything, and went through everything. Awesome. Perfect. Next up right here is my grandmother's chair that I redid. She had one of these chairs when I was growing up. She had one in her old house, and it was an old chair. And then when she moved, she got this one from Costco, and it was like a newer chair that mimicked that old style chair. And when she passed away, I asked my mom if I could have that chair. And it is a chair she had in her kitchen. She would always sit on it, like when she was cooking and she would get tired, she would sit down on that chair. And it was yellow, and I redid it. So I took it all apart and painted it. And then I also put the polka dot fabric on it and redid it, and then put it all back together. And I love the way it came out. I got that flower pillow for it. So I just got that on Amazon. It is in my Amazon storefront under Craft Room Decor. And you can get it in different colors, and there's a couple different styles. So I got that. Underneath that chair is a canvas bag, and that is what I put all my mail in. Like if I have a bunch, like when I do paper parties and I package everything up, I'll stick it in that bag and take it all to the post office. Okay, wrapping around to this corner. Now, I have a little bit of footage, I think, that I will pop in right here of before I hung some stuff up. So let me pop that in if that's the case. All right here in this corner is my Cricut machine, and then I have some 4x4 albums and some 6x8 albums, and then it's just this little nook that was actually a complete accident when we put the room together. Originally, I wanted 2 large Billy bookcases. Well, honestly, I wanted 2 large Billy bookcases. I wanted one here, and then I wanted one on that end. And what happened is the Billy bookcase from IKEA, they weren't in stock. I was doing this in the middle of COVID. I actually started rearranging my office the month COVID hit. And so as I was finishing up, things were out of stock. So I was able to get one Billy bookcase, and I got that and I put it there. And then a few months in, the only ones that kept becoming in stock were the small one. And so I went ahead and got the small one, and I was like, I just want to get this finished up. And these are those, I think they're called iris containers, and you can get them everywhere now, but they used to be one of the only things you could get for like 12 by 12 scrapbook paper back in the day, 10, 15 years ago. So I've had these for a really long time, and I actually just stuck these. They used to be under my desk in my old arrangement in my office. I just stuck them in this corner to set them there and get them out of the way. And I was like, actually, they fit really good there. And so I put the small Billy bookcase here, and I left these here. And then I had originally thought I would get a couple more to fill out that space. And then it just has turned out that I haven't really needed it. And I have this organizer from scrapbook.com that I do my December daily organizing in, or week in the life in. And that works out really good. So then what we did is I had these shelves that were in my old room when I was just in a small bedroom. You can get these shelf boards at Walmart or Lowe's or Home Depot. And they're just white shelf boards, and you get brackets to put under them, and then they make shelves. And my husband cut down one of those. I painted it black, and then we put liquid nails on the top of this. So it is really sturdy, even though there's nothing on this side kind of holding it up. So I painted that black. We put liquid nails on here, and it actually turned out to work out better than what I had originally thought I wanted to do. And so I have my Cricut machine, my updated one, on right there. And then this nook has just over time, it has figured things out and added things. These are my 4x4 albums that I have done my 30 Days of Thankful in over the last few years. And then this container here is a Dollar Tree, like tin. It's like fake galvanized, like tin. And I have those in a couple different places, but those hold mini albums. And my very last video that I'm going to do, I am going to share a whole video on craft room decor. This is something that I feel like it's hard to find. When I was looking for craft room decor and different things I wanted to do here in my craft room, I could not find a lot of dedicated craft room decor videos or even ideas. So I'm going to do that at the very end, but I've just painted that, and then I have mini albums that I've done in that, and you'll see that in my final tour of the office. I will show you all of the things in all of the containers. So this little nook, I'm just popping this clip in here when I talk about this nook because I have a couple things that I've done in this area, and I'm getting ready to do one other thing. Well, maybe two other things. First, I have a frame that I've painted and I put in a 4x6 card. And then I made this recently. It says Maker of Pretty Things. And then what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to update that. So that right there is a piece that I made probably 10 years ago. I did it at a class and it says Love Lives Here, and it was a Stampin' Up kit. And I just went to a friend's class and we did that. But you can see it's very, very faded. The flowers have faded. I mean, it's been in this room for 10 years probably. So I'm going to take that down and I'm going to revamp it. I really love it. I love the piece, but it definitely needs a little bit of help. So I'm going to do that, and then you'll see that. And then there is this space right here where I feel like it could use a little something, and I have an idea for something that I want to go there. So I am going to see if that will work there. And then this corner will be done. I dusted yesterday. I dusted up top there. I made that like sign right there. And I also updated that ampersand up there with a different color. And I'm doing pops of some brighter colors in here. And so I've been working on that. You'll see that at the very end as well. And then also, I've gone through all of these and relabeled them. I did that recently. This is really all my Christmas stuff. So there's about 5 of those containers that are all Christmas stuff. There's one that is December daily items. Then there's like 3 of them that is just 12 by 12 Christmas paper. I have one of those for each of my kids that have layouts that I don't know what to do with, or I haven't put in albums yet, or projects that are in the works. I have one full of my grandmother's items from when she passed away, like her obituary and the stuff from the funeral. And I just haven't been in a place where I can go back and visit that and do anything with it. So I know that it's safe there and I'll be able to at some point. And then I have one for my husband's military stuff because I want to do a dedicated album for his military stuff. So I have all of that there. So they're all labeled. I know what's in them. It's totally fine. I don't need to do anything with that. But I did dust that all up, clean that all up, make sure the labels were good, and make sure everything was organized in them. It didn't take very long because I had already done that. I just briefly made sure. My goal in this spring clean is to touch every single thing in this office, dust it, clean it, and make sure I know exactly what I have in here. So the next thing that I am going to do is just do the same thing with all this. All of this is these boxes right here are my Project Life core kits. So I have basically every single core kit Becky Higgins ever released, and I have multiple of some. Like the Midnight core kit, I have probably 4 core kits of that because I found them at an amazing sale at Tuesday Morning a few years back. So these are all my core kits, all organized. And then these 2 black containers here are close to my heart stamps that I've had for years and years. I need to organize those a little bit. I need to go through. I have a friend that just sent me a couple stamps and I just shoved them in there. I need to organize them. You can see like I have all the alphas together. Close to my heart is great for alpha stamps, and I have from many years, I have lots of them. And then the two clear ones are they're basically embellishments, which I organized recently. I will leave a card in this clip up in the corner of because I dumped all of that stuff out on my counter and organized them and showed how I used leftover plastic packaging to organize all of that. It's mostly from Allie Edwards. I would say 99% of it is from Allie Edwards. So I just want to clean that up, make sure that's all cleaned up. And then these are all my Allie Edwards stamps. So my themed stamps and my monthly stamps, they're fine. I need to put a couple of the stamps in packaging in like the clear plastic. So I will do that. And then you see I have a set of cards I need to put up. So oftentimes when I am creating and I've pulled Project Life cards, I'll just set them right there, or I will set them up here in this blue box until I have a minute to put everything away. So I just need to file those. So I'm going to do that, and then I will show you how this ends up looking and if I add anything here. But that is what I'm going to do in this corner. And then in the final video, I will walk you through all the things. I'll open up a couple of these and just show you how I have things organized. I'll show you how the Close to My Heart's stamps get reorganized and cleaned up. And then I'll show you my mini albums and those things. And that will be this corner. So let's dive in and do that. Okay, so you can see that a few things have changed because I've hung some things up, and I will go over that with my craft room decor video. I'm not going to go into all of that now. What we're going to do now is I'm going to take you through all of these items here. Large Billy bookcase. These black boxes, which I will get one down and show you what's inside of it. I get requests to do that, and I sometimes don't always do that in my videos because they're just Project Life core kits. That's all they are. But I will get a box down and I will show you. I need to fix that box because the lid's not on there quite straight. And then I have some cards right there that need to go back into one of the kits. So I will do that. That's what all of these are. These boxes are from IKEA and they do not sell them anymore. They are divided inside and they fit Project Life kits perfectly. I think right after I found these and got them and did all of my core kits in these, they stopped selling them, which was devastating because they are perfect for core kits. And I have basically every core kit Becky Higgins ever released, and I have multiple of some because I found them at Tuesday Mornings a couple years ago, and I purchased my favorite ones. So I'll show you that. And then here, these are all fine. These are all organized. So in here, I have Allie Edwards, and both of these, I have Allie Edwards stamps by the month. So I just made a label, and then these are all of my January ones. They come in the story kits by the month. And so that's what's in both of these. These are sideways just because there's too many of them to fit in one, but not enough to fill it up for two. So I just have those sideways. And this is just a stamp I need to put away. In here, and here is another one that I need to put away. In both of these three containers, these two and this one, are Allie Edwards stamps, and they are done alphabetically. And then these are the story-themed kits. So like this one right here is, let me just tip it, is adventure. So it is in the A category. And then these are all stamps that are not necessarily from story themed kits. They're just her stamp sets. So I have these three containers that have her stamps. So I think it goes from, this one's the first one, this one's the second one, and this is the third one. And they just fit in there. And then this is other stamps that are like, this is Stampin' Up's had a couple stamps that were like weak. And then my Lawn Fawn stamps are in here. I have a lot of Lawn Fawn Alpha stamps. And then there's some other brands in there that are just, that I happen to use for more for Project Life. So that's why it's labeled Project Life stamps. So that is what is in here. Nothing needs to happen with this. Over here, these two black baskets right there are Close to My Heart sets. and I need to organize them. So I quit buying Close to My Heart a couple years ago, but I do have a friend that does Close to My Heart. She just sent me a couple like duplicate stamps that she had, and then I do use the alphabets because I love a good alpha set, but I really don't even know what I have. So I'm going to organize that with you today and figure something out. The thing is that the only things that fit on this shelf, believe me, I have done a lot. I have a lot of different things I've tried. The Close to My Heart stamps come in those containers, the plastic sleeves. That's the word I'm looking for, these. I cut the tops off of them because they have a flap, but they fit really nice in these black containers, which I got on Amazon. But 2 of them don't fit side by side. They're too wide. And then those don't fit in the clear one, which the clear ones you can see fit side by side. But the Close to My Heart stamps don't fit in the clear bins. So the only configuration that really works is one of these black containers and one clear container, and then they fit. So I don't foresee having any more Close to My Heart stamps. It's literally just what I had from when I used to buy from them, and then what I've been sent by a friend. So right now everything fits in there. I just want to reorganize it. I want to go through them, make sure they're ones that I still would want to use, and if not, I will pull them out to get rid of. So I'll do that with you. The things in the clear containers, I already organized these within the last few months, and I just took these clear. I have a video and I'll try to remember to put it in a card or link it below. I took these envelopes from Ali Edwards that we used to get our product in. I had a whole bunch of them. I had never got rid of them, and thank goodness I didn't. And I just organized all of the different pieces that come in her kits. Like this is black and white, so there's a bunch of black and white type of stickers in here. This one is puffy hearts. So I just, with my label maker, I labeled all of these, and now they're in these containers. I have chipboard here in the back, and that's what both of these are. So I have like, not post-it notes, but like note cards that have been sent, like different pads. And then, again, I just have more of those, and that's how everything is organized in those 2 containers, and I don't need to do anything with it. It's just the Close to My Heart stamps I need to go through. This is empty. I don't have anything in it. And then there's a box down here for week in the life, day in the life, and then file folders for like, you know, like desk stuff, like business stuff. So, both of those top boxes are Ali Edwards product because that's day in the life and week in the life. So I actually need to look in the week in the life box because I'm getting ready to do this year's week in the life. So I am going to get these Close to My Heart stamps out and put them on my desk and do an overshot video for you of going through that. And then I will also bring over one of these boxes and show you how these look inside. And then that will wrap up this section of my craft room. And next week, I believe, will be the last like organizational type video. I will be going through some of this shelf and showing you in here. And then at the very end, the very last video will be a full office tour. I'm going to go into every single container, every single bin, show you all of it, every single drawer on my island. And then the last video, I'm going to focus on craft room decor. So I have a whole bunch of things I want to show you for the craft room decor video. I have, I updated this piece right here and I filmed updating it. So I have that footage for you. I made this good vibes sign. I want to show you that. So a bunch of different things about craft room decor. I will do a whole video dedicated to that. So let's go ahead and dive into my overhead camera and these few items. All right, let's dive into these boxes. And I just want to say I apologize. I know there were a few things I repeated in a couple of those clips because they were filmed at different times. So I apologize for that. So here are those boxes. You can see that when you open them up, they are divided. Now, again, they don't make these at IKEA anymore. I don't believe. I haven't been able to find them. But they were these boxes and they came with dividers. And so you can see that there was 3 dividers, so you could actually divide them into the smaller squares. I just did not use that 3rd divider. I just left it because it's literally like 3x4 slots and 4x6 slots. So if it's perfect. And so what I did is all of the 4x6 cards go in the middle, and then the 3x4 cards go on each side. And I'm going to explain the way I have this set up, because as I transferred all of my core kits into these boxes, I was very thoughtful in the way that I put them together. So you can see that here on the right side are all of the filler cards. So I'm just going to I'm going to put these back in the right spots. And yes, there are designs on the back. However, when I organized these, I specifically put all the ones that I wanted that were filler cards on the right side. And then you can see that these cards right here, I have some of them that face out, and those are the ones I use. So I rarely flip these cards over when I'm getting cards out. So I know when I pick those up, those are all the yellow filler cards. I don't need to look at the back because in another side, on the left side, are journaling cards. And yes, I still can flip them over and look, but this saves me time. And I literally, like, this is the Click core kit, which I think is one of the last core kits that was designed and released. I have like 3 of those kits. So I have enough to be able to do that. And then I also put multiple kits in a box if I need to. The Click core kit is one of my favorites, so I have multiple of those. But this box here, you can see that I have several different things in here. This is like a catch-all box. It has these dividers, which I just made with Avery index tabs. And then the dividers do get smashed down, but they're not even labeled. The dividers aren't even labeled. They're just in there to divide it. So here's some colored 4x6 cards that were actually like sold by Becky Higgins. I believe that's actually for the Clementine core kit. And then I have grid cards. These are like transparencies. Right here you can see. And then this is a kit that I printed out. I used the Project Life app and printed out a kit. So it's on photo paper. And then there is a kit, like this is the America Beautiful kit. I don't have very much of that left, so that's there. I have a list kit that was for a Becky Higgins class I took. I have the Kathy Zilski Project Life kit that she designed. I have quite a bit of that. So you can see that I have multiple kits. This is a Stampin' Up kit, and I put even like the stickers and the 4x6 cards all together because it's a kit. So usually the right side matches one set and then the left side will match another if there's multiple kits in there. So that's the way that I do the Project Life cards. And then now we're going to move on to these close to my heart stamps that I'm going to go through. Again, I haven't purchased close to my heart in a while. These are ones that I've had for a really long time, so probably none of them are still available. And then I do have a friend that sells close to my heart, and so she recently sent me some, and you're going to see I need to take the tops off of them. And right now I'm just turning on the lights in my office because I realized it was a little bit dark. And then I have a package of candy there my son brought in and wanted to know if he could have. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take everything out of these containers, and I'm just going to go through what I have and see. Things have gotten mixed up in here, and I know that they're not all in the right spot. So I'm going to do that. I just have these dividers that I made. I always just make my own dividers. I have plenty of that cardstock that comes in the Stampin' Up! Designer paper, and so that's what I use. It's really easy to cut down. and have on hand. So the first thing I know for sure that I'm gonna have a section for is alpha stamps, and I'm just gonna go through each stamp. I'm gonna touch it and I'm gonna look at it, and that's how I do things when I'm purging it. Is I don't just assume like this whole stack of alpha stamps I want to keep. I'm gonna look through it, look at it, and decide like, do I really want to keep it? And with alpha stamps, see, I didn't even know that this one had an upper and a lower case, so I was excited to see that. With alpha stamps, I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep everything because I like alpha stamps. And so I'm pretty sure that I'll just keep them. But again, it's always good to actually look at things. Actually, pick things up, look at them, decide. I wanted to take this label off, but it starts to tear the paper, and so I'm like, I end up just leaving it on. You can get your heat tool out and heat the sticker and it will come off. I didn't really want to do that right at this second, particularly because I was filming. So I'll do that another time. I just left it. But all of these I'm going to keep, and that's going to be my first section. I put the one stamp that I use to label certain things, I put that at the front of that container. So the next one we're going to do, I'm just going to take all of them out because, again, they're all mixed up. I don't know what is what. So I want to have some sections like some phrases. I know I have a section in these stamps that are Project Life style stamps, meaning I use them in my Project Life album. So I know I'll have a section like that. And then I have also a section that is monthly, and that's what these are right here. They did a set a few years ago that were the months. These, and then I have a couple that are the same. Like this is both January, and that one with the snowman is the updated one, and you can see it has a flap on it. I need to cut off. I think I'll go back and cut that off. And that's because my friend sent those to me. And these are great for bullet journaling or planners. My mom borrowed a couple. She actually has a couple at her house right now that are the month ones. And I think they're great for, like I said, planners or journaling, bullet journaling. So I know I'm going to keep all of those. And my mom likes to borrow those too. So when she comes down, she usually borrows like the next couple months. I did not cut that one flap off. I'm going to have to go back and do that. Okay, next are going to be phrases. And I'm looking at this one and I'm like, okay, it is a phrase, but it's seasonal. Like it's a pumpkin and it says blessed. So I'm not sure, like, do I put that in seasons or do I put it in word phrases? And so I love all of these word phrases. I love this one. I love that let's celebrate. I think that's so cute. And then here's backgrounds. And those I'm not positive of. You'll see in the end. I'll talk about them. So now I want to do like animals, or I don't even know what to like refer to that stack as. You're gonna see. I know I have a couple different animal type ones here, and that's what I'm looking for. I have some foxes and like this one here, and this one has the dies in it. So I'm going to pull these out. You see close to my heart, they come on magnetic sheets. And so I'm just going to leave those in the actual stamp because that's when I would actually use the dies. My other dies, I have organized, which I showed you in the first video. They're organized by type, and I use them all over the place. But with these close to my heart ones, I would probably only use the dies if I was using the stamp set. And that stamp set, I think it was last season. It was one that my friend sent me. I know for sure that was one that she sent me. So there, I put that butterfly one in there. That one's not really my style. But I wasn't sure where else to put it. So I'm going to put those in like animals. And then here's word phrases. Now this one is one that like has like a Christmas one and like a grateful one. I almost put this in my Christmas stuff, but decided to just go ahead and put it in my phrases. here I'm looking at it and I'm like, should I put, and then I don't get why there's a line through wonderful. I'm not really sure if that's like what that's about, but there's like literally a line right through the word wonderful. And I'm like, I don't really get, so I was trying to see, is it like messed up? Is that stamp messed up, or is it supposed to be that way? I think it's supposed to be that way, but I don't really understand it. And then the next one on the bottom here is a summer one. This is another one that my friend just sent me. And it is, I feel like it's seasonal. Like I was going to put it in word phrases, but I feel like it's seasonal, so I'm going to set it aside. And I really love that Hello Summer. So I'm going to set it aside, and I think I might set aside that blessed with the pumpkin as well. Oh, yeah, see, I'm going to pull that aside, and I'm going to have a seasonal section, I decide. And then that one right there, I'm just going to do in like word phrases. I decided not to worry about it since it's a mix. I wouldn't really know. So I'm going to put that one in the back of my first one. So my first container has alphas, and then it has the by the months, and then it has the word phrases. And then in the second one, I'm going to do this like animal kind of set. It has the snowman and the penguin and I don't really know exactly what to refer to it as. But I'm going to do that section, and then I'll have a divider. Next up, I'm going to do the project lifestyle ones. So these are ones I use in like my memory keeping. And those are here. They have cameras. I have a thing for cameras. I love stamps that have cameras on them. And then like these are all, you know, all the details, real life. These label ones, again, some she had just sent me, and these were ones I wasn't sure where to put. Days of the month, that's like the months in the circles. And then some of these are really awesome. There's a calendar one in here that I love. This one right here, I absolutely love that set. I've used it for so many things. It's so great. So that's calendars, and then here's another camera, and then I'm gonna have like icons. So this is my like project life pile, and I will keep that in the second one. That month one is so cute. I've used that one a lot. That one, whatever the phrase is, it says life something. It's so great. Okay, so those will go in, and I'll do another divider. I still have quite a bit of room in that one, so that's good. And then I'm going to do icons. So this one here also has dies. And again, I'll just leave them in the pack. And it's a really cute one. And then this one here, I love. I've used that camera quite a bit. I'm not sure what to do with the teacher one, and you'll see that. I think I end up putting it in icons. And then the donut. And then this one has the dies. This one I bought a long time ago. I remember buying this when I was doing my card classes, and a gal used to come that sold close to my heart. And I bought it from her at my card class that she was there for Stampin' Up. And then this Easter one, it's the only one I end up getting rid of. And then these are some seasonal ones. And then I'm going to end up putting that in phrases. Has some really great large phrases. So I'll put that in phrases. And then these I'll still do in icons. And then I just recently used this one on my calendar. I should actually put that one in Project Life, but I think I left it in like icons. I don't even know if that's like the right term, but that's what I'm calling it. And I need one more divider to do the seasonal ones. Or the background ones, I actually end up just sticking those in the back because I didn't want to make a divider right then. But that one I'm going to go ahead and get rid of. And then this is seasonal. So the leaves. And then I end up sticking this teacher one. I end up sticking it in with just icons because I'm just like, I'm not sure where to put it. So then I have a seasonal section, and that will go in the back. And then I'll end up sticking the background ones just in the back, and I'll make a divider for it. I need one divider for those background ones. And I still have a little bit of room, not a ton, but a little bit. So those all are great. I'm happy to have those organized, and I'm happy to have looked at what I had, because I didn't even really know exactly what I had. Because like I said, I have a friend that has sent stuff to me, and then I haven't purchased anything in so long that I just wanted to check. So I'll stick those background ones in the very back. I'll stick that teacher one and the icon one, and that will wrap up the organization for those close to my heart stamps. All right, everybody, that is a wrap for today's video. I went ahead and I turned that one around, and we have all of that organized, so we're good to go. So next week I will either be diving into this, which may be a smaller, like a shorter video. I think everything in here, like on these shelves, I don't really think I need to purge anything. I think everything is pretty much, I might need to just clean it up a little bit, maybe dust the shelf, and I might share that with you. So that will either be next week, or the grand finale will be next week, where I go through everything and show you everything. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's a rainy day here, and I've enjoyed going through this, organizing this. This feels so good to have this done. So I encourage you to do this in your space, no matter how large or small it is, to just even understand what you have, what you're not using anymore. And let me know if that's something that you're doing. And I will catch you next week for almost the wrap up of this project.